Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and today Wesley is doing a video with me, finally, from me hitting 400 subscribers a while ago. He is helping me today to have our cats pick out my makeup today. Now, this is a years old trend. I realize that it's nothing revolutionary or new, but I've never done it, and he thought that sounded really fun for a video that he would be involved in. So first part of this video will be the cats making the selections of makeup, and then I'll actually make this look with their selection. So if that sounds good to you, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. I upload twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe, and I would love to see you back again on the channel. Wes makes a video with me once every 50 subscribers. We're very close to hitting 450, which will mean he will make another video with me, and I will be having a giveaway on the channel, so don't miss out on that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the footage of the cats picking the items out. All right, so we're gonna see what cats we can get to participate. Adelaide seems interested already. Hopefully we get all three, but maybe not. Garfield is tentatively, I don't know, he's having a bath right now, so maybe later. But we're gonna go in the order of how to apply my makeup, spread them out, and see if one of the cats can make a selection for us. You ready? Mm-hmm. All right, so first we're gonna start with facial primer. Wes is putting out the options. I just picked 3 from my collection from each category, and ignore all the mail and garbage and whatever. It's not garbage, we just need to pick up. Kitty. Let's see what she picks. What's she gonna go to? Did she pick one?
No, she hasn't sniffed one.
She's more so going, she's ignoring the challenge. Adelaide.
Kitty. Kitty.
So far, we're off to a rough start. Oh, looks like she has chosen the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So next is foundation. Wait till the options are out, Adelaide. She's getting excited. All right, so we have foundation options. 3 of them here. Let's see what our choice is.
Adelaide.
Hey. She just wants to play. Do you just want to play? Is this game not fun to you? You're being cute. Ooh, we may have Garfield coming to make a selection. Oh, a drive-by attack. All right, Wes is bringing out some extra incentive to see if we put a treat on each of these. Oh, and Salem has entered the game. Okay, this ought to get us some cat action. All right, so Wes is gonna put treats out here. Maybe I should, do you want me to do it?
No.
He's putting treats out. Salem wants a treat, but we have to wait till they're all out so we see which one he goes to first. All right, there's the selection. Salem selected the Neutrogena foundation. Technically it says CC cream, but it's very full coverage, so I call it foundation. All right, so next up we have some concealers here. Wes is baiting the makeup to see if we can get some cat participation. I think Salem's gonna come participate. What's he gonna pick? Oh, and it looks like the Tarte Creamy, extra creamy concealer is gonna be what we use today. Next up is bronzer. Wes is throwing a few treats as bait just to get him away so he can line up the next ones. All right, Salem. What are you gonna pick? Which one will it be? That's not a treat. There, okay, he's picked the ColourPop Such a Rush Cheek Palette. Next up, we have blush. I put 1 powder and 2 cream options in the mix today. Let's see what we got. Poor Garfield, he's too scared to come down and participate because she always wants to run up and be mean. So he's just watching, but he's here. Salem is trying to go for the whole thing instead of... Buddy, there's treats over here already. Come on. Come pick a blush. You will get a treat. Ah, okay. He has picked the Palladio. I know it's got to stick over it. This is the Palladio Matte Blush. Next up, we've got highlighters. All right, what's he gonna pick? What'll it be? And it looks like he has chosen, it's going to be the Kaleidos Mars Melter Highlighter. Next up, here's the eyeshadow palette choices. Wes is giving Adelaide treats in the background there, so she's not left out. All right, let's see which eyeshadow palette we're using today. Ooh, looks like we are using the Hauntingly Glamorous palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. All right, next up we have some mascaras. Mostly Salem's picking this space of makeup. Adelaide got one and Garfield is nowhere to be found anymore.
He's asleep.
Could be. All right, which mascara will it be? Oh, with the paw and everything. Okay. Salem picked the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara. Here's the lip options for today. All right, let's see which lip we're using. And one of my favorites, we're going to go in with the liquid lipstick from Laura Lee Los Angeles in the shade Jaybird. All right, and the last pick is setting spray. There are some categories like brows that I just don't have 3 different things for, so I'm just using the one thing I've got. But here are the setting spray options. Salem is ready to pick. All right, release the Kraken. All right, he's chosen the Nimya setting spray from Nikki Tutorials. Okay, so we're gonna start with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's funny that they picked this one because I use this one almost every day lately anyway. I've been trying to actually use it up and I'm making some good progress, as you can see. Next up, we're using the Flawless Matte CC Cream from Neutrogena. This is in shade Shell 1.0. This stuff is so full coverage. The fact that they call it a CC cream is crazy to me. It does have niacinamide in it, which is originally why I bought it. I'm not a fan of it though. It's a bit too cakey looking for me, which I try to combat by not using much and shearing it out, but it's going to take me, I think, a while to get through this foundation. After this, I'm going to put on the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. I think I've used this one time before. I just have a little baby mini that I got in an Ipsy. The original Shape Tape, I've used it before, like I've used up an entire thing, and I agree with what I've heard many other people say, which is that it is too drying for me and it just makes my under eyes look way older than they need to. Don't you worry, by the way, I will fix up my hair before the end of this look. I just threw it up to kind of get it out of my face during the application. The concealer I have is in shade 12 and Fair Neutral. Now I don't have that many brow products, honestly, at the moment, so that's why I didn't have them pick one. I'm just going to use the one that I use every day because that's like one of the only ones I have. The NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade. I'm using a Laura Lee Los Angeles L29, just like an angled liner brush. I don't use a lot of this. My brows are pretty naturally, I don't know, thick enough, whatever you want to call it, dense enough. They're not super sparse. I just kind of clean up the edge to make it look a little more precise and fill in anywhere that might have a little thinness in it. I have this pomade in the shade Brunette. Just gonna buff out this concealer now that it's been sitting for a minute. By the way, I used the Laura Lee Los Angeles L11 brush for my foundation, and I'm using from the same brand the L24 to blend in the concealer. Does definitely seem creamy, I will say. Wow, that blended out pretty effortlessly, but I will say I don't think it provides as much coverage. I see a little bit of darkness still as the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer that I have. That's the one I've been using more frequently. That one can also be somewhat drying under the eyes though, even though it has more coverage, so I do make sure I really hydrate and prep the under eyes well, and then everything's fine as long as I do that. And same thing with powder. I just don't have a lot of powders, so I didn't put 3 for them to pick from. I don't even know if I have 3 powders, probably, but I'm not sure. So I'm just using my Coty Airspun that I've been working on forever. I'm gonna use that to set the concealed portions. I know this powder looks good, but I will never repurchase it again simply because of the scent, you guys. Maybe if they came out with an unscented version, but when there is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus that I like just as much with no scent, absolutely not. Okay, I'm gonna run a little bit of the NYX Bear With Me brow setter through the brows. Again, I don't have a lot of brow gels, so I just am using what I have and didn't have the kitties make a decision on this one. Same with eye primer, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm going in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion, which I'm just about out of. And I've got, I think, one other to use after I use this one up. Okay, let's do eyes next, and then we'll finish with the rest of the complexion. So, kitties chose the Hauntingly Glamorous palette. I haven't used this since, man, probably holiday time last year, if I'm being honest. Here it is if you haven't seen it. They do still have this one in their shop. And I really remember liking it. I just have not had a chance to pull it out again. So I'm wearing kind of like a gray and pinky top. So I'm gonna try to do something a little lighter. I'm gonna start with Unpleasant Dreams, this matte in the corner, going with a Morphe M441. I'm just gonna start by laying that in the crease. I love, again, that these little embossings are here. We've got tombstones, we've got ghosts, and yeah, this was one, all of the ones that I gave as options for the cats were ones from my spooky palette video. I'll leave that linked if you haven't seen it. And I just haven't put those palettes away yet, kind of intentionally, because I wanted to get some use out of all of them in the fall season. All right, I think we're gonna go into Drop Dead Gorgeous, this purpley matte next. I'm going with a Morphe M456 for this one. Ooh, that's very like berry and pretty. That one is way more pigmented than I expected. I actually had enough with one dip to go on both eyes. Putting a little bit of the excess on the outer portion of the lower lash line as well. Okay, I think I remember this formula popping better with a little glitter glue, so I'm going in with my Ace Beaute. What is this? A P3 flat brush, and I'm just going to use a little bit of my Ulta glitter primer. Ooh, I said a little bit, but I got more than a little bit here. Oops. One keeps getting like air pockets and squirting out weird, so I think it might be getting to the end of this tube. I've had this for literally years. So I won't be surprised if it's running out and it might be time to actually replace it. I honestly don't even know if Ulta makes this like particular glitter primer anymore. If not, it's not a huge deal. I know NYX makes their glitter primer. Okay, next I'm gonna go into Elvira, which is this shimmer up here on the same flat brush, and I'm just gonna put that everywhere I put the glitter primer. Just like a very light, pretty pink shimmer. I'm gonna go back in then to Drop Dead Gorgeous, just bring in a little bit more of that depth back. And one last swipe of Unpleasant Dreams up here in the crease. I quite like that. Now I think instead of like liquid liner, I'm just gonna use, what does this say? Seance Weather, this matte navy. I'm gonna go in with my angled liner brush from Storybook Cosmetics. And I think this look needs just like a little something extra, so I'm gonna go in with this. I've never used it before, from Sugar Drizzle. This is in shade Rosemary Beetle. It's like a duo multi-chrome liner. And I think I'm just gonna add a little bit like here in the inner portion to like make it more defined cut crease just in the front. I have to like not breathe to do this, you guys. Okay, I don't know how people do this detail work. I'm literally like ruining the look doing this. Okay, it's not really working, so I'm just kind of aborting and blending it into the pink shimmer. Sometimes we try things and it just doesn't work, you guys. The liner color's pretty and all. It was not the product's fault. I just didn't like I didn't like the placement and how it was going, so I'll have to try that again a different way in the future. Okay, let's move on. I don't know that this peach is gonna go with this at all, but that's what the cats picked, so that's what we're doing. Again, this is the Palladio blush in Toasted Apricot. I'm just gonna try to do a little bit since it is so orange compared to everything else. Hopefully once I add in the bronzer, that's a little better. So for bronzer, they picked the ColourPop Such a Rush palette, and this one right here is the bronzer. I'm just using my Luxie 504 angled blush brush for this. Yeah, I think that's gonna help everything look a bit more brown and autumn and not so poppy corally orange, tangerine looking, just to go with the eye look a little better. Okay, that's kind of a lot, but you know, it's all gonna come together, people. Just trust the process. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate the face and try to like melt this all into the skin because it's a lot right now. Ooh, that does not look blended, friends. In person, it looks very blended. I don't know why it's looking this way on camera. It's giving like Trixie Mattel. I don't know. We'll see if the setting spray hopefully fixes that on camera. This setting spray, you guys, it's not the formula like the nozzle. I just remember being very like, ooh, yeah, it's aggressive. So wish me luck here. It's overly fragrance too. I didn't remember that about it. I do not like this setting spray whatsoever. I'm moving some like fanning my hands to try to dry it. It wasn't super cheap either because it is, you know, Nimia, Nikki's indie brand. So that's just, it's a real shame, honestly, that I really like both the Benefit spray and what's the other one? The BH spray a lot better. And at least the BH one is cheaper. All right, the Mars Melter from Kaleidos. This is like a pinky reddy color. So again, not exactly going with our look, but that's part of the fun, I guess, right? I'm going in with their Kaleidos H2 Precision Highlighter Brush. Really do think this applies this formula the best. Oh, I do love this highlighter though. That just has this very nice iridescence to it, and it's so smooth. Does not emphasize any texture at all. You know what? I think I'm gonna take a little brush and put a little of this highlighter in the inner corner just to try to make it look a little more cohesive than it does right now. I'm doing that with an Ace Beaute P4 brush. I don't know how much that actually added, but you know, we tried. All right, next up is mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Lash Amplify primer that comes with this just to say I did. I don't necessarily feel like this does a whole lot, but I have it. Okay, and here's the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. Mine is in very black. I really don't like this mascara either, you guys, but it was sent to me, so I have it and I'm gonna use it. I don't think it's very good, and I used this one pretty much all throughout high school, so I think it just gives me bad flashbacks, bad vibes. And we're gonna finish with, of course, the L'Oreal Los Angeles Liquid Lipstick in Jaybird. That lip is probably my favorite part of this whole look. All right, guys, and here is the final look. It's definitely not my favorite look I've ever done, but I mean, we made it work. We made it work. Yeah, the L'Oreal Los Angeles lip, I think, is my favorite thing of this whole look. But it was still fun. I've never put this combination of products together, so it was still fun to do the process. And sometimes it's fun to have a little bit of a challenge and have to like make it work, at least when you have time. When I'm trying to get out the door, it needs to work. But you know, well, challenge is nice sometimes when you have a bit more time to spend and just mess around and see what happens. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.